but it's working now, I believe. So let's jump into it, man. Listen, meet Peter G. Good afternoon, you guys. It is Tuesday, April 7th, 3:30 p.m. And I wanted to hop on here for 15 minutes, I would say. I got Instagram Live, we've got Facebook Live, and I'm recording our YouTube channel right now as we speak. So here's what I wanted to share with everybody today. And it's around, it's in the process of sales, okay? Knowing your business, knowing your numbers. So I want to share with you guys the importance of knowing your business and knowing your numbers. So this is for anybody who is a personal trainer, who is a manager, who is responsible for any type of transactions, whether they work for themselves or whether they work for another company or whether they're a partnership, solopreneur, entrepreneur. Anybody and everybody benefits from this knowledge right here, okay? And if you do not consider yourself a salesperson, if you do not consider yourself somebody that wants to improve their numbers in their business, maybe you're not paid by a commission or a transaction, right? Knowing this stuff will also help you be a better negotiator or conversationalist communicator when you're sitting in front of somebody else who is pitching you, who is selling you something. Okay, so you can actually kind of spark up these conversations. So I had a conversation with someone the other day, and it was around knowing their business. So today's topic is literally all about know your numbers, know your business. And this is incredibly important because if you ever heard the quote before, you cannot measure, so you can't manage what you don't measure. So I'll say that again, you can't manage what you don't measure. And if you can't manage it, you can't influence it. You can't manipulate it. You can't change it. So you need to measure something, to manage it, to manipulate it. We're going to talk about specifically what are the things that you need to know or the things that you need to be doing or keeping track of every single day in your position, in your job. I was surprised to find out over these last couple of weeks how few salespeople actually know their numbers. How few people know how many leads they need or contacts they need to have or appointments they need to have or how many conversations they need to have on the phone or DM, so on and so forth. So today I'm going to share with you, A, why is it important to have a funnel and know your numbers? And B, what are the numbers that I'm talking about that you need to know? Okay, so the first one is about a funnel. So the funnel concept, I wish I could write on the whiteboard behind me. I can't because it's already being used. So I'm just going to use this for everybody. I think all screens can see this, which is cool. Let's slide that one over here. This is a funnel. Okay, and the funnel is exactly what you would expect it to be. There's an opening at the top. And you can see the opening at the top is much wider than what's being produced at the very bottom. All a funnel suggests is that if you need to produce X amount of whatever it is you're selling, your service, your product, that along the way, you need way more names and numbers entering your funnel than you will actually have being spat out. So you might need to get 20 or 30 or 40 new names every day for it to go through, and you find out how many of them will book with you, how many of them will actually show up in a meeting, how many of them will say yes to the final result, and so that you can get your one sale or one service or one product into someone else's hands, okay? This is a basic funnel. Google it. I'm not going to waste your guys' time around the details of it. You click sales funnel online on Google and it will give you a bunch of new products, pictures, all that stuff. But this is key. This is critical, man. You need to know the funnel. You need to know that basic stuff. So what are the stuff that you need to know specifically, okay? Pen and paper right now if you haven't gotten already, because I'm going to share with you guys. First things first, you need to know how many leads. How many leads do you need to get to convert into a sale? How do you do that? How do you figure what that is? Simple, basic numbers just for objectivity purposes. If you do 10 sales a month of whatever product or service is, irrelevant. If you're doing 10 sales a month and in that same month you generated 100 new leads, then you are working at a 10-to-1 efficiency. That means for every 10 leads, 10 names and numbers that you get from your website or from a friend calling you or from a referral point of sale or wherever, for every 10 names and numbers you get, you're flipping that into a sale. So you need to know what your lead efficiency is. You need to know the number of leads it takes to get a sale. Next thing is you need to know a number of contacts you need to make in order to get a sale. A contact, the way I define it, is if it is a response to your phone call. So you make a phone call and someone says hello on the other end, boom, you've got yourself a contact. Okay? Or if you shoot a DM message to someone, say, hey, this is my offer, this is what I got, your name and number, we should connect. And they write back and say, hey, let's connect. Boom, they write you back. That's a contact. You need to know exactly how many contacts it takes you to convert into a sale. Okay, so you've got leads, you've got contacts, appointments. Man, appointments is another big one. Do you know how many appointments you need to be making every day in order to convert into one sale? So why is that important? Here's why it's important. You might be great at getting people convinced to say yes to you. You might be walking every day with 5, 10 appointments. But if none of those appointments are showing up, you're as good as not having any appointments at all. Would you agree? 0 appointments, no one shows. 100 appointments, no one shows. That day, you're as good on either one of those scenarios. Now, there's value in having 100 appointments and none of them showing, but that's not the point of this. That's for another segment or another topic. So you got to know your leads. You got to know your contacts. You need to know your appointments. Okay? Another thing you need to know is the 3 ratios. You need to know what your booking ratio is, what your show ratio is, and what your close ratio is. Okay? You need to know these things. You need to know how many leads it takes to convert, how many appointments, how many contacts. You need to know your booking ratio, your show ratio, your close ratio. You need to know that stuff every single day. So how are you going to remember that stuff? What are you going to do? Whatever you want. Whatever tool is easiest for you. You can use an Excel sheet. Maybe you have a program that you're paying someone else to take care of for you. What I do is literally, for the most part, old school. Like I use my computer, I've got a software now a little bit, but in the past, man, it was literally old school. How many leads did I get today? 30. How many contacts did I make today? 8. How many appointments am I walking into tomorrow? 4. Perfect. What's my booking, my show, my close ratio? What am I actually looking at? The last thing outside of this stuff that come to mind for me is you got to know dollar per transaction. On average, what is one transaction worth to you? Or on average, what is one new client, if that's what you're looking to get, worth to you? You might have a client that paid $5,000 for a program and another client that paid $3,000 for a program, and those are the only 2 sales you have. What's your average per transaction? It's $5,000 plus $3,000 divided by 2 will give you $4,000. So knowing what your actual average per transaction is incredibly important as well, okay? Leads, contacts, appointments, your booking ratio, your show ratio, your close ratio, dollars per transaction. You need to know all of these things. Now, level 2, not going to get into today. Level 2 would sound like where you're getting your leads from. What's the source? And break that down further. Contacts would speak to, is there a time of day that's working better for certain times and certain people and certain leads that you're getting? Appointments. Are you back end loaded? Do you typically find success in evening appointments, middle? That's level 2 stuff, dissecting. But guys, you need to know your numbers. Okay, this is going to help you with any business that you have right now, whether it's a new business to you, whether you've been doing it for a long time. I'm less concerned or less interested to know that you've been doing sales for 20 years and you're saying, I've never had to do that, I work fine. Good for you, man. I tip my hat off to you, lady or sir or ma'am or what have you. I promise you, and I'm just saying this out of the kindness of my heart, man, I guarantee you that if you've been doing well and you haven't been doing this, when you start doing this, you're going to be doing so much better. And if you're not doing well and you're not doing this, this is why. This is exactly why. I got worked up. I get passionate when we talk about stuff like this. I hope that's okay. Meet Peter G. Follow me on Instagram, you guys. If you're not already, that's my Instagram following. On Facebook, for those that aren't, it's Peter.Garonis. At Meet Peter G in all my social profiles, from Twitter to LinkedIn, Instagram. My phone number, I'm going to share that with you guys right now as well. Call me if there's any more information like this that you want shared with you. I've got tools that I'm happy to send you as well that I put together personally in the years past around how to keep track of booking, show, close ratios, all that stuff. My number is 1-902-817-7117. My email is peterg, P-E-T-E-R-G @supercityrealty.com. give me a shout, reach out to me either on social, hit me up. I'm happy to help you guys. I promise you. Listen, I know right now it sounds good and you're looking at this and you're like, yeah, I'll do it. And then, some of you guys are going to have the courage enough. I challenge you. Some of you guys won't even have the courage to sit down and do this, but some of you guys will have the courage enough to sit down and try this and then start getting stumped and start being like, what did he say or how did it work? Or what do I convert leads and then you're going to say, I feel good about the progress I already made. I'll tend to that later, and you won't tend to it. So please email me when you get stuck. Text me when you get stuck, and I will help you. Okay, that's it. I'm going to say bye to all of y'all. Appreciate you listening. 10 minutes isn't bad. And end live there. Perfect. Let's end live here. Love you guys. And now...